Good evening, everybody. How's it going? Glad to be back. I haven't been around for a while. Sorry. Um, my life is up and down, medical things and everything. Sorry if it's shaking. My cat is the screen shaking because my cat's jumping around on my desk, and my desk doesn't have great legs. I have great legs, but my desk doesn't have great legs. I'm only kidding. Well, I don't know. I don't see the legs. Well, welcome in, everybody. Wanted to catch everybody up on what's going on with me. Frankly, if you want to get technical, I've been a little nervous about going live. In fact, not even sure I am that you can hear me or anything. So let's find out. YouTube. Hang on 1 minute and I'll find out. Let's see if you can hear me. Let's see if you can hear me. Yep. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I don't have anyone in the back room. Rebecca's in the back room, but that's her room. I don't keep her in a closet or anything. Trust me. Let's see. I did start a banner. Let's see if I got my banner here. Let's add a banner. How about that? I gotta catch up on everything. Nothing is set anymore. Oh, by the way, I'm letting my hair go gray. I'm coloring it purple, like a wash in purple. I can't. I used to color my hair myself, and I used to cut my own hair, and it's just been getting too much. I can't hold my hands above my head as well as I used to, and yeah, so it's just too much. Let's do a banner here. Let's see. Welcome. I can learn how to type. I'm back. I can't type. Check out my discount codes. The okay. see if that shows. Cool. Let's see if I can do. Let's try this. Nope, not without upgrading. I can't do my intro. Can't do my clips. So anyway, I'm just back to StreamYards, and I'm deciding whether to keep it or not. It's very upsetting that it costs so much now. For some reason, it's just don't feel it's right for them to raise it so fast, so high. It's expensive. Kind of like Disney. The discussion tonight is about Disney anyway, so I might as well talk about that. So yeah, Disney has raised their prices. They're under construction. Magic Kingdom is just unbelievably crazy. It's like, what's up, Disney? You know, they got rid of Tom Sawyer's Island. They shut it, but they're keeping the Liberty boat, or just the pier by Haunted Mansion. And then I think they're putting in the arcade back again. And Pecos Bill, they would have better put Pecos Bill back. I heard it wasn't there. I love Pecos Bill's food. It's great. And I don't know why they would take away Pecos Bills for anything Gianna. Because, I like beignets, but I don't think they should have taken away Pecos Bills. I haven't been there in a while, so I've kind of been cheating and watching it through everybody else, watching and seeing yeah, so I'm not really into Cajun food and stuff like that. I like Pecos Bills. I miss that. Turkey legs, you gotta keep the turkey legs. Spring rolls can go. We're talking about food. I guess I'm hungry. Some of the new rides, like I said, is Gianna's Bayou Adventures, Galaxy of the Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic Rewind. Their theme lounges, such as the Pirates of the Caribbean Lounge. Maybe that's why. Let's see, if they put in Pirates of the Caribbean ride, is next to the I'm gonna start forgetting all the boat rides. The backside of the waterfalls. I forget what they took out though, or added or took out. I think it was Pecos Bills or either Tiana's or Pirates of the Caribbean. And it's just, so much construction. There's too much construction going on. And they say that because Epic Universe came out, that's why it's so slow at Disney World, and especially Magic Kingdom. And I think a lot of it is there's no rides to ride. I mean, they're just simply, there's the construction walls. I remember when, and they're still doing it, tearing apart Epcot. And I was there during then when they were putting in the Moana area and all that new stuff, right there around Spaceship Earth and around Living Seas and around living in the land. It was hard to get around. It was simply just too freaking hard to get around. I don't want, I'm disabled. That's a hard enough thing. Just being disabled, trying to get around with a wheelchair and everything. You would think, oh, a lady with a wheelchair, you would think she would want less crowds. No, I have a love-hate relationship with crowds. I love Disney crowds, polite Disney crowds, and I don't mind getting around Disney because most of the walkways are really, really expansive. You can get two-way traffic as long as everybody knows which side they're supposed to be on, which they don't. If we had maybe, all the countries in the world driving on the same side of the road, it might make a difference. But it's like, you'll be going up the right side, going towards, let's say we're going towards from Canada to France or Canada to England, and you're going up over that bridge and there's people coming down at you. It's like with a wheelchair, they're just bombing down at you. They don't care. They'll smash right into you. But I'm just complaining. I guess I'm a Karen. I'm not a Karen, really. I'm not. Other people, Sean's going, yeah, she's a freaking Karen. But I'm not. It's just, I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want no one to hurt me. I want everybody to have a good time. The last thing you want is someone, coming and smashing into you or falling into your lap. I mean, if he's really nice looking guy and doesn't mind, hanging out with an old disabled lady, that's okay. Then you can fall in my lap. But, some guy who's just not paying attention on his phone and dragging his kid by an arm and slings his kid into your wheelchair and the kid gets run over, you don't want that. You don't want to land on my service dog. You don't want to follow my service dog. Not that my service dog would bite. She wouldn't. She would jump out of the way or try and jump in my lap to get out of the way. But, you just got to be careful. So anyway, it's like, okay, so cruising's big. Everybody's going cruising, and then all the countries are saying we don't want cruisers. We don't, not so many ships in our port. No, we want to raise the prices, and we don't want, especially like Alaska lately. What is Spain, Italy, then Alaska? It's like, we're going to add extra taxes. No, you can't cut. Only one boat at a time. It's like, you want, your main income is tourists. Disney too. Your main income is tourists. Why are you chasing them away? Why even bother? Why bother having tourists at all if you're not going to accommodate the tourists? I understand like the islands and places to go, ports of call, have citizens, but most of them work. That's their main source of income is tourism. So you want them to show up, but you want less of them to show up, and you want to charge them more. Then they'll stop coming. So isn't that cutting off your nose to spite your face? And that's where it ties into Disney. Disney is cutting its nose off to spite its face. They've never tore apart a whole land at one time. Like, you don't chop off your arm and expect the rest of your body to go, oh, it's okay, we'll just wait until you fix that arm. I mean, theoretically, yeah, because an operation is fast. But this is going to go into 2028. Am I right? Did I hear that right? 2028, they're going to have all that construction of whatever that's going to be behind Big Thunder Mountain. And then is it just going to be behind or beside, in between Big Thunder Mountain and Haunted Mansion? There's also some kind of storage facility, or not waste treatment plant, but there's something back there besides, wilderness or swampland or grassland or whatever you want to call it, behind Haunted Mansion and behind the railroad. And where they going to put the railroad? Are they going to snake it right behind where it is, leave it where it is? Is it still going to be shut down? They don't consider that a ride. Well, it's always been a ride. And a very important ride. The first thing that I used to do with my kids was we'd get to Disney World, we'd look down Main Street, cry because we saw the castle, climb the stairs and go up and get on the train, and then go to the back part of the park and work our way forward, because the back part of the park was less crowded early in the morning. So we would actually, first thing, rope drop. We didn't do the big rides because my kids were little, and my oldest daughter was like a teenager, and she could wait for like Big Thunder, Splash, and Spaceship Earth. And we would go to the back of the park to where Toontown was. Now, Toontown was great. The circus, that's not so great. I do like, which probably I think the next time I go, I won't be able to really manage to do it because it's getting a little much for me, is Mine Train. When I was younger, I got frightened on roller coasters, so I'm not a roller coaster person. But now, now I'm kind of more of a, I can't say I wasn't a roller coaster. I'm 6 foot now. I was 6'2" when my kids were young. Try and stuff yourself onto Goofy's railroad. Goofy's flying, Goofy barnyard, the Goofy roller coaster. It's so short that my legs would crush going onto Goofy with the kids. It was like, okay, Mickey's Toontown, onto Goofy's thing, and then over to Mickey's Philharmonic, and then over back when Mr. Toad's Wild Ride was still there. Then, Winnie the Pooh, and then Peter Pan, and then, oh my God, It's a Small World. I mean, I love It's a Small World, but again, the boats don't give you enough knee and leg room when you're over 6 foot or even under 6 foot. It's just not enough. They need to refurbish the leg room in the boats. But now I'm in a wheelchair. And I was in a wheelchair off and on when my kids were young, because I've had MS since I was, fairly young. And then I asked my dad not to tell anyone, so he was the only one I told. I didn't tell my mom, I didn't tell my sisters, I don't even believe I told my husband, actually. It was devastating, to say the least. Anyway, so I was off and on in a wheelchair. So when the rides got the wheelchair access, or you could bring your wheelchair on some of the rides, like It's a Small World and Pirates of the Caribbean don't have it. There are rides that do have it where you can ride the wheelchair right on. I think Pirates doesn't have it because it goes down the log flume. So then we make our way around to It's a Small World, and then we would head over to Haunted Mansion, and then to Big Thunder and Splash. Then we'd have lunch at Pecos Bill, or my son would get a turkey leg right over near the riverboat, and we would end up with something else. Me and Rebecca and my oldest daughter, my husband at the time, would end up eating something else. We would make a reservation at Crystal Palace for lunch or dinner, and then would do the other side of the park over to Tomorrowland and all that, and then come back down through Main Street, go to get ice cream at the ice cream on the corner, and then when the candy shop was there, we would get candy to go and would do shopping on our way out. And that's like our loop was our way through the park, and our fireworks and all the parades and everything was scheduled. I had it scheduled so that we would go all the way around, start at the back, and work our way to the front. By the end of the night, we were ready to go. As soon as the fireworks were over, we were ready to go right out the gate and onto either a bus to our resort, or on a ferry to our resort, or to our car, or wherever we was staying at the time. A lot of times back then, I had the money, and so we would end up going right to our resort. We didn't have to go to main parking or anything. So now there's Disney's Starlight Dream, the night away. Dream the night away. Starlight Dream the night away. Okay, so that's what that's called. Let me see. I'm just kind of cheating in a way here. I'm kind of looking at notes to So one thing I want to try when I go is the Pirates of the Caribbean Lounge. It's an immersive lounge, a Magic Kingdom with specialty drinks and unique art. See, stuff like that I like, but I still want Pecos Bill back. I don't do Casey's Corner because the hot dogs are cold. I don't eat cold hot dogs. And it's like, can't you give me a hot dog? I don't know. I love hot dogs, but like, no, I can't eat them. But like back then, I did. So all of this new construction, everything going on, the price of living today is very high. And then Disney raised their prices. And I know ways around the prices. You know what I mean? I've been there enough times to know how to work my way around the prices. But most people don't. And if you are, middle class America, and it's beyond with all the prices of everything, it's beyond most people's budget. And people don't save the way they used to. Most of my parents were Depression babies, and here I go talking about Depression babies, but they were born during the Depression. I don't want to talk generational, but they were born during the Great Depression, and so they learned how to eat and drink and save and repair their clothing, cobble their shoes, wear things till you couldn't repair them again. My mom, everybody had mom had a little bin of buttons and fasteners and stuff so she could mend dresses and mend things. And your button popped off, you didn't go throw your shirt away and buy a new one, or you got a rip in your knee, you patched it, you didn't. That's how come in the 70s we had all those crazy patches, because we learned, oh yeah, well, okay, you can slap a patch on it, but you can slap a really awesome patch on it. And that, that's where most of that came from. What, your pants got too short, you added material on the bottom. That's where bell bottoms came from. It was like, yeah, your pants stop here and then get some floral fabric. Your dungarees, they would stop because you were getting too, your legs would grow really fast. You didn't gain a lot of weight because, there wasn't a lot of money back then either. So you would take 4 inches of fabric and sew it around the bottom of your bell bottoms, and then your bell bottoms became hippie bell bottoms, and then you were cool because it was the 70s. The fringe jackets and all the patches and all the colorful colors and everything. I think my cats are trying to tear down the house. You just learned how to save, and people don't know how to save nowadays. It's like, I'll give you an example, and I won't say who, but someone in my family wants to work from home. Hey, what are you into? Sorry. They want to work from home. So it's like, okay, so get yourself a computer. I ran out and got a PlayStation on sale, $300, but and used off of Facebook Marketplace. They got a good deal. But that's not the point. Now their significant other has no job and their job sucks. And they can't move on to something better because they didn't buy a computer. And then one car broke down and the other car broke down, and then they're trying to save up to fix at least one car. So that limits their job opportunities, not being able to drive or have reliable transportation. And it's like, the game system wasn't that important. A computer for fixing both cars or fixing up both cars enough to sell them to buy a better car, and then share that better car until you can get another better car. So you have 2 good cars. They live in a place that has winter, I don't. But still, even still, you need a car, you need a computer, you need certain things to get better jobs, and I just don't know how to say it. So, how in the world with things the way they are now, for people to be able to save up to spend that expensive vacation to Disney if Disney's outpacing most everybody around them in their price increases? It's the price increase. You go on rides, you go see shows, you go to eat decent food, you go to be entertained. They can't rely on you just going in and spending because you saw a Mickey bracelet or $30 Minnie Mouse ears. That's why so many people make their own now. Not everybody needs a popcorn bucket. Not everybody wants a popcorn bucket. In fact, they would rather run out and look for a popcorn bucket at a warehouse or a discount store than pay the prices of the popcorn buckets are. I don't even know the prices. Let's find out. Let's look. What are the prices of? Let's find out. Mickey ears. I have fat fingers. Mickey ears at Disney World. Well, let's see. Purchase plain ears or a headband customized with embroidery or decorated element. No. Okay, $20 and go up to around $50. $50 for ears. Are they made out of something gold? Rose gold? No, but like, are they made out of something that you would absolutely have to pay $50 for? I don't even pay $50 for the sweatshirts. You know, the hooded sweatshirts or the those other sweatshirts that everybody runs. You know, maybe Disney thrifty. I don't know, but like, I don't. Depends on whether you have embroidery. Yeah. How to spot fake Disney ears? Well, I wear homemade Disney ears. I don't have a pair right here, but I make my own. I enjoy making my own. Let's see what else is in here. The secret to spot to find the best souvenir in Disney World. Custom ears. Let's ask AI again here. I'm not going to say what AI. Why are the crowds in Disney World so low? Aha, here we go. Let's see what AI says. AI says Disney World is currently experiencing lower than expected crowds, possibly due to a combination of factors including increased travel cost, economic uncertainty, and the opening of Universal's Epic Universe. While some point to the new offerings like Starlight Night Parade or the revamped test track, I was going to get to that soon, as potential draws. I got stuffed up here for some reason. While some point to the new offerings like Starlight Night Parade or the revamped test track as potential draws, the overall attendance numbers and wait times suggest a broader trend of decreased visitation. Well, yeah, there was like zero wait for what ride was it? I think it was a small one. I can find out what the oh, I know what it is too. International travel. Um, says here's a more detailed breakdown. Rising price of tickets, dining, and merchandise, coupled with broader economic uncertainty, are making Disney World trips less affordable for some families. It is. And like I said, if they don't know how to save, well, they don't even care to save. There's so much to do, you know. And a lot of people, and it's kind of Disney's fault too, a lot of people don't see the magic. You know what I mean? Um, the magic is being wrung out of Disney slowly and slowly. Unless you're like me, a diehard Disney fan, but the nostalgia's gone. There was a nostalgia to it. Yeah, Walt said Disney will never stop growing, will never stop innovating, will never stop improving and changing and growing. But he didn't say wipe the history and the nostalgia out of it. You know what I mean? He didn't say ring it for all it's worth and just make it an advertisement for your movies. Sorry if that sounds too blunt for a lot of diehard Disney's people, but it's true. And it sounds, and then international travel is slowed down. Even the cruise ships have seen that people from overseas aren't coming to America right now. Now I won't go any further than that. Fewer international visitors are coming to Orlando, which contributed to an overall decrease in attendance. Well, I want to tell you, they're going to Orlando. And then they're driving out to, or getting a car and driving out to go on a cruise ship. That's what they're doing. Some guests are choosing to visit during cooler months or waiting for specific attractions or seasons. Like, let's see what happens, and I'll get back to everybody on that. But let's see what happens through the holidays. It's one of my favorite holidays, two of my favorite holidays in Disney are Halloween. I stay from Halloween through like October 26th to November something, because I want to see do Halloween on the 31st. And then in between that, I do Thanksgiving there. Like, my idea of Thanksgiving is going to Liberty Tree Tavern and then enjoying like a Thanksgiving vibe. And then before you know, it's the Christmas. So then I get the Christmas. Before I leave in November, I do the Christmas celebration. So I get my Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas all in a 2-week trip. And that's like my favorite thing. So if the crowds aren't there for Halloween and the crowds aren't there for Christmas, and there's really something that they're doing wrong, and they need to think about it. Yeah, so they're talking about the Starlight Parade and Test Track, and now they're going to talk about Epic Universe. Well, I don't know that I'm sorry, I'm not a Universal fan. I'm not. I'm diehard Disney. If I go to Disney right again, if my health gets better and my financial situation gets better, then I will go to Disneyland with my daughter, and hopefully that will be the case. But I don't think I'll go to Universal. I went when I was young to Universal in California. I went to Disneyland. I went to Disneyland, Knott's Berry Ghost Farm, San Diego Zoo, and Universal Studios, and had a blast. That was great. But it's I would go so my daughter could see, and I could see Disneyland again, because 1975 is when I went to Disneyland. I was 13 years old. Okay, so they're saying, while it's not the sole reason, the upcoming opening of Universal's Epic Universe is likely to draw some attention and potentially impacting attendance at Disney World. Disney CEO Bob Iger has acknowledged softness in attendance and cautioned investors about potential moderation of demand. Perception of value. I think this is a big thing right here. There's a growing sense that Disney is perceived as expensive. It is. It's not just perceived as expensive. When you can take, I don't want to compare apples and oranges, but you can take a cruise for $2,000. You can't go to Disney for a whole week for $2,000. I'm sorry, you can't. And cruises are all inclusive. Pretty much. You get your food, something to drink, a room, entertainment, and port of calls in $2,000. But you can't do that in a week in Disney. So maybe it's me. Maybe I'm thinking wrong, but I don't see it as inexpensive unless you know the tips and tricks. But if this was true, okay, the growing sense of Disney is perceived as expensive, which may be impacting decision-making process for potential visitors. If that was true, that people are just perceiving it as expensive and it's not expensive in reality, then why now, this week, is Disney doing discounts all the way through Christmas? Why? If they're not actually, did they change their mind? Did they finally wake up? I'm wondering. I don't think they finally woke up. I think that they went, holy crap, we made a mistake and we're closing. Oh, here's my kitty. See her tail. Shadow. This is one of my kitties. Shy. Oh, she's not gonna. See, I can't pick her up. She's a shy cat. That's why her name's Shiloh. If I pick her up, she'll scratch me. Well, I'd rather just let her come to me. She's down here. Down. Hey, pretty girl. I don't want you to get my clothes off of the hair when they're fighting. Here, let's turn the camera to the cat. Can you see the cat? See the critter? There's a shadow. Okay, that's good enough. Anyway, that's my cat. Rebecca's cat, not mine. Not mine. I don't own all the animals in this house. I just take care of them all. Anyway, so that's Shy, Shadow. Oh, that's it. Now you can see her face. Let's see. So while some people are arguing that the factors are temporary and the crowds will pick up later in the year, the current indicators show or suggest that the low crowd levels might persist for a while. I think that Disney's going to be unpleasantly surprised with the fact that they're not going to increase. When you can't buy a house, when you can't afford to have food, when you can't, yeah. I'm not going to say good or bad about any political whatever. Things are better, but they're not perfect. I don't ever expect them to be. That's my other cat. Yeah, Spot. This is Spot. Don't step on my computer. I'll come, Nunny. Again, this is not my cat. This is Rebecca's. That other one's Rebecca's. I own one cat. This is Spot. Here's Spot. Want to say hi? Spot. Want to say hi? That's Spot. Yeah. Large and in charge. Hey, don't climb on my computer. Come down here. They've gotten spoiled. They take over my. Oh, that hey. Don't play with my mouse. I know, cat and mouse, right? Hey, note. Go back down. Wait a minute. Ooh, big cat going by. Ooh. That only hurt a little bit. Wow. Trying to sign me up for some sort of insurance. No, thank you. Not only did he step on my computer, he stepped on my phone. Yeah, so no, I don't want Nicole Kidman either. Stop. Yeah, so anyway, now that the cat's rolled in, I lost track of my mind. Not very hard to lose track of my mind. Yeah, so I don't think it's going to repair soon. I don't think the economy is going to recover soon, and I think that Disney has made, unless they can afford it, they've made a big mistake in closing down too many areas for refurbishment or rebuild or adding to the parks, and the walls just cut off too much of what's going on, and then the prices are too high. I don't stay on property no more. I used to always stay on property. Always. Now I don't. Now I get a Vrbo because it's cheaper to get a Vrbo. And then I just rent a wheelchair van and we ride in. It's still cheaper to ride in and, pay to park and then go to the park and stay for 2 weeks so that you get the cheaper tickets. But they're seeing something that they're saying that they're doing it wrong and now they're doing discounts as of, I guess, yesterday. Yesterday and the day before, and then they're going right into the holidays with that. And I don't know whether they'll go right into the new year or not. It's something I'll have to get back to you on. Let's see. We've been on here for, this is hot, 47 minutes. Okay, so we'll stay on one. There's someone watching. Say hello. That would be nice if somebody could write in the comments down there and say hello. Hello. Yeah, so I know I can't afford to go till all of this is straightened out, and like I said, I probably won't go to Disney World. I think, if my health stays good, then my next Disney trip will be Disneyland. Possibly after that would be a Disney cruise. I think I want to do another Disney cruise. I really want to go overseas and go to some of the Disney parks, like Disney Paris, Disney out of France. something like that, but I don't know. My breathing won't ever get better. It's just going to get worse. So I don't think that flying overseas is really in this, in the cards for me. So I guess never know. I have to wait and see on, health things. But yeah, so this week coming up, I have some minor medical issues getting checked out and taken care of, hopefully there's nothing going on. I've been away because of medical issues and health issues. It just seems like, 1 month I had a surgery, the next month I had an infection, the next month I had something else go on, the next month it was something else. So it's like right when I come up to breathe, it's something else. And, I lost quite a bit of weight, and now I gained it all back again because I've been pretty much bedbound, which hasn't helped. I needed to get up, move. I don't think I could get up and dance, but get up and move anyway. Love to be able to get up and dance. I used to dance all the time. But anyway, so it's been nice hanging out. I know that maybe pretty soon more people will realize I'm here. I'm going to try to go. Every time I say this, I end up sick. So I'm kind of a little cautious about saying anything. It's like I'm going to try to do a live maybe every other day. I really want to do one every day. But maybe every other day. I'm going to get some content out with some videos, even if it's crafting or, traveling with special abilities isn't just traveling where I go. It's traveling through my life experiences, my disabilities, my health conditions, my the way I handle things, the way I deal with things, my dogs, my animals, my interests in my crafting, my music, my everything. So it's more of a spend the day with me, spend some time with me, see what it's like to. Most of the time, I'm a really cheerful person, so it's like, see what it's like to be disabled and still keep a sense of humor. And I hope I can do that. I hope that no matter what happens, that I'm able to keep my sense of humor. So anyway, thank you for showing up. Everybody who did, really appreciate that. I think I'm going to go a couple more times with pre-StreamYard, because the paid version is really expensive, and I don't think I want to do that. But I like StreamYard for its ease of access. It's just easier for everybody, easier for me anyway. Let me see what this button is. Slides, PDF, extra camera, video file, image file, share the screen. Let's see what image file. Hey. Well, it looks like I got a lot to learn about the changes in the StreamYard too. All right, well, I almost been up here an hour. If anybody wants to talk more about Disney stuff, about what's going on in Disney, that would be great. I enjoy doing that. If there's other subjects, leave me a comment below telling me what I should talk about next, or if there's a subject matter or whatever. I think when I go for my appointments up in San Antonio next on the 29th, I may do a live stream, or I may just tape, tape something and put it together as a video. So please keep me in mind. Keep an eye out for any new content. Please check out some of my old content. I'm sure there's something in there that might interest you. And thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good night.